right in the heart with a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on me. Don't wipe these feet when they enter the lab. I feel a cold stare. Think I ain't looking. Maybe because I'm focused. No hands out for the hopeless. Funny bullets, I caught them shots. Another piece of the puzzle connecting dots. You can find the truth of that in liquor. One more shot to an empty bottle. If she gon' walk there like a model for me, like I don't see her intentions all in my scope. At a time we were just friends, with advice to land. Nothing special, I was dead broke, but we still got hope. Don't take my words, just back and issue that raw dough. Just back and issue that raw dough. Back and issue that raw dough. To the people that listen to my people, they know that I do care. With your hands in the air, rocking side to side. Now my work, yeah, it's time to ride. Where my niggas at? My niggas ain't my niggas no more. Push me to the back, label the change up is whack. I do it for us, I'm pro-black. Don't rock it the shit get, wouldn't be so all type of African shit. Just rock a paper fade, swag a tailor-made. Polo collars and fly kicks. Just polo collars and fly kicks. Exclusive shit, not get wig. Keep it coming, just don't stop. The revolution starts with shots. Bang.
I'm respectful to my people, and I want to represent my people, and I don't want to be a bad representative. I can't be blind, because the blind lead the blind, they all follow me.
Now my mama said, baby, act like you got sense. They act like I only act right for Lent. Been living in purgatory, brown nosing for heaven. Not sure if I'm getting in, cause I ain't paid a reference. Who looking at me when I ain't looking, judging my character? I can't put down my guard on this planet, packing the camera. Ready for my close-up, the lens gets bigger. Won't play me on BET, cause I am not a nigga. My heart is like a powder keg, ready to explode. Smell like strange fruit, cause I'm America's cologne. It started with the hello, think you're a nice fellow. You're ballin' like Carmelo, you treat you like a fellow. L.A.R. we the star, turn a rapper to a prophet. Bulletproof 306, keep your hands in your pocket. Jordan rules for my life, you contain them, can't stop them. I'm niggas sky high, so the clouds can't drop them. My life is like a miracle, my words are just imperial. I'm edible, I'm audible, I'm digital, I'm visual. Spit like Komodo, go like Bruce Lee, Roy beating the mean as bad as Mofo in the dojo. Life is so amazing and raps like Jesus. They said hip hop is dead, but today look like Easter.
Now I wake up in the morning, I'm black and handsome as ever. However, you see me as strange fruit, will it ever happen, not again. A crook and just a homicide, he know it's self-defense. But since I'm black and since he white, he got no common sense. That's 1969, and he ain't Jesus Christ. He ain't coming back on Easter, he ain't got a second life. You know I'm right? Hold up, look. Now the sirens in my window here, pull it over. License and registration, gun ain't never in the holster. Plus, that man black too, he wanna act too. A nigga with an attitude and a badge too. A couple tattoos, hoping I act a fool so he can squeeze too. But it ain't nothing different, they the same thing. They pull him over, he gon' get the same thing. Maybe 2 up in his brain, 21 gun salute. Last words was I'm a copy, last heard fuck you. And he ain't coming back. You know I'm black like Jesus, but I ain't coming back for Easter. Y'all say goodbye. Everybody cry. Second line, but when the music stop, move on. Cause I ain't coming home. They know I'm black like Jesus, but I ain't coming back for Easter. Everybody cry. Y'all say goodbye. Second line, but when the music stop, move on. Cause I ain't coming home, I'm gone. Now she want welfare. Lost here, daddy can't live there, so we ain't there. And life ain't fair, but the food free and the rent cheap. His roaches where you sleep. He still came around and taught you baseball. Bought a Barbie doll, he raised all of y'all. And now the kids adults, they both up in the court. She want that child support, he on that child support. But he ain't never taught him baseball, and she ain't never bought him Barbie dolls. They both never there, no, never, not at all. Saying, well, pull your pants up, go while your ass out. They looking back saying, why, y'all ain't never in the house. You got it backwards, don't you? Cause we still preaching unity, and it's supposed to be family first in community. Got in church to $1 for your blessing. We made in God's image, thinking we're Satan's mind. They got us crossed up, now Judas is Caesar. America bury me, but I ain't coming back for Easter. Yeah, they know I'm black like Jesus, but I ain't coming back for Easter. Y'all say goodbye. Everybody cry. Second line, but when the music stop, move on. Cause Cause I ain't coming home, they know I'm black like Jesus. But I ain't coming back for Easter, everybody cry. Y'all say goodbye, second line. But when the music stop, move on. Cause I ain't coming home, I'm gone.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. will move. So, for all of y'all who come in or will come in, look at the thumbnail of the live, and it says what it is. You know, at the end of the day, when people talk about, you know, we need to have a discussion. This is not, before y'all go in to, he talking about this person, he talking about that person, I'm talking about the topic. And this is part, and that's part of the topic that I'm gonna be discussing today, is this idea that, you know, if we just sit down to a table and have a discussion, we can iron out all of these differences. And I beg to differ. Now I'm in my early 40s. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. I've been in this space for a very long time, in this Black Manosphere space for a very long time. And what I know to be true is a lot of the people don't want the society that they complain about to change. Now, I'm gonna talk about it in the sense of, I'm gonna talk about it in multiple ways. I'm gonna talk about it in a way that's so you can understand this is a cultural thing. This is an American cultural thing. This idea that, you know, I know there's a problem, but instead of fixing the problem, I want to talk about it or say that I want to talk about it. And if I do talk about it, I'm gonna kick the can down the road for somebody else and leave them to fix it, right? And at the meantime, between time, take everything out of that situation that I can get, you know, and I'll be straight, but you, on the other hand, you're gonna suffer. So if I give this situation to you, you're gonna say your best move is to kick that can down the road and extract as much as you can out of that situation to give it to the next person. So when you're hearing people say, yo, you know, we need to have a talk, we need to have a discussion, what I've noticed is those people go from we need to have a discussion to we need to have an honest discussion, because they had to realize that the people that they were going to have a discussion with were liars. So ultimately, that's the problem number one with having a discussion. There's going to wind up being a circle jerk, because you're not identifying if you're talking to somebody who's lying or not. And unfortunately, 90% of the people who talking about a problem, who know the solution to the problem, are lying because they don't want it to be fixed. That's not what they want. And for people to come in and assume, oh man, I see this as a problem, man, if we had a solution, I would fix it. Maybe you would, but your family and your friends won't. So if your immediate family and friends see a problem that you see, and you know the solution, and you know they know the solution, and you know even if you tell them the solution, even though they know the solution, they're not gonna do anything to fix the problem, you gotta take that out into society. That's the first issue with wanting to have a discussion about that. And people will go, well, you know, maybe that's not true. That's very true. I can put that in every aspect of life. Hold on. There we go. I can put that in every aspect of life, because ultimately what you're talking about is a bunch of people. Obesity is a problem. You know how to fix it. Do people try to do people who are overweight try to fix that problem? We all know the solution, right? We all know the solutions. But guess what? That's just not what I'm trying to do. That's just not what I'm trying to do. Why put in that kind of work? Why put in that kind of effort? You know, I'm okay where I'm at. I'm living. I'm enjoying my life. You know, this is not going to make my quality of life better. So why do it? Problem number one. So that's an issue for us all. So when you say, same thing that when people talking about the reparations thing, or we need to sit down and have a discussion with America. Discuss what? Everybody knows what the issue is. Everybody knows what the problem is. Everybody knows the effects of the problem. But what are people going to do? Play stupid. Kick the can down the road. Act like, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there, and I'm not there now, and I don't know what to do. So people know the solution, but the problem is what? The problem is, I know I've been winning from the problem, so why would I stop winning from a problem even though I know it's a problem? See, that's what we're missing out on. That there are people who are winning in life from the thing that we might consider a problem, and they want the solution to it. I just got a headache out of nowhere. What the feezy? So when you get to the relationship talk, the men and the women, we need to have a, come together and have a, sit down and discuss the issues. With who? See, you're not asking the right question. Who do we have to sit down and have a discussion with? And why do we have to sit down and have a discussion with them? Who, what, when, where, how, and why. You need to ask those questions before you have a discussion. Because you're assuming that people want what you want. Say you want a fair situation, a balanced situation. Say you want a utopia, what do they call it? God dog it. Antiquity, You want just a beautiful situation, a beautiful, nice, peaceful situation that everybody benefits from. Stop assuming that you're talking to people who want that. Because they don't. That's not what they want. They never wanted a peaceful situation. They never wanted that. They wanted the ability to get over. And all you're doing when you're having a discussion with people like that is giving them angles to try to get over on. Yeah, I can tell you the solution, but you got to understand something. If I give you a solution, but you think like, okay, that is a solution, so how can I create another problem to prolong this solution from this problem from being solved? Because if I use, where can I find the flaw in this solution and sabotage? This is what you're dealing with. And the problem is people come around and they play I don't know. Huh? Nobody would ever do that. This is an issue in American society. Now, that's just the honesty and approach part, right? And I'm not saying Don't do it. That's what you do. That's not my business. I'm just pointing out, putting some warning signs along this journey. That's it. Because a lot of people are playing. And people don't want to admit people are playing. So first, people aren't being honest. Second, people enjoy the fake trauma story. Because see, that's part of the get over. I need you to believe that I was going through something. So if you fix the problem, I won't have a story to tell. See what I'm saying? So if you ever been around a person who has been complaining about having a problem and you fix the problem, and then after you fix the problem, and they know it's fixed, and you know it's fixed, and the people around know it's fixed, they blow up that whole situation and put it back to square one. And you go, I thought they wanted this fixed. No, they wanted to tell you a story so you could come, give them attention. And you can take the time out of your day and your life to quote unquote fix their problem. They never wanted you to fix the problem. They just wanted somebody to focus on them for an extended period of time. They were just clout chasing using trauma. So you gotta put that out there in the world to say, yo, what are we doing? Because if you go about it the right way, you'll notice that people are out here playing around. Oh man, if I could just fix, this financial situation, bam, we fixed it. 3 months later, you right back in the same financial situation. How did you get there? I don't know. I gotta fight all my life. I don't know. But if you help them again, it can wind up in the same place. I don't know what's going on. They know what's going on. You gotta accept that this is what they are, this is what they do, and this is who they are. That's all. That's all. So this idea that, oh man, we need to have a discussion, blah, 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 blah. Because people don't want it fixed. They just want the attention. That's all they want is the attention. And you can't get mad at folks because what you're seeing is a bunch of people who like playing games using the information age and social media to skip over all the answers to their problems and run to all the problems that they complain about. You can Google anything. With any problem you have in life, you can Google that sucker and fix it. Anything you don't know how to do, you can Google it or get on YouTube and say, look, I need to know how to do this. And there's going to be a video that pops up if you don't like reading. If you don't like watching, you can listen to it. It's going to be something there for you to answer your situation. So it's like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. So now we're extended in a society where, everybody is to be used and manipulated and came up off of. See, that's the problem. The problem is when we having a discussion just leads to blah, 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 because people are looking to find a wave and ride a wave and act like it's their wave. When people ask people, yo, are you gonna put in the work? No, they're not. Yo, I like what you got. Could you give me that? No, you can't have what I got, man. I worked on this. Okay. What does I'm gonna steal it. Cause look, I'm watching social media and I'm seeing people in day-to-day life who have this cowardly, evil smirk about it. And that's the, yeah, I'm gonna get away with this. Watch. It's like, okay, all right, here we go again. Let me guess. You didn't want to put in the work, so you tried to take something from somebody else. They found out. They came to get what you took from them, and you did it brazenly too, or cowardly, like they would ever find out it was you. You get what I'm saying? And then when they approach you about it, then you turn into, I've been going through nobody. And you see this time and time again on social media. This is why the discussion looks like blah, 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 blah. Because what you're looking at is people, and you see people saying they want something. They're just, this is what I want. It's like, okay, that's what you want? And then you hear that manifesting thing. I'm gonna manifest and I'm speaking into an existence. Cool. I think, therefore I am. I speak, therefore I am, right? You want to say it into existence and speak it into existence. And you got people speaking negative things into existence over their own lives. And these are some of the people you want to have a discussion with. And they speak these negative things. I don't need this and I don't want that. And this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be the bad guy. And the bad guy going to win. It's like, okay. And then they get exactly what they asked for, what they spoke into existence, what they manifested, what they worked for, what they fought for. And then when they get it, it's, yes, I told you I could do all the wrong things and get the right results. I told you. Like, okay. But then the bad side of that comes with it, and then they're going to check out like, this is not what I asked for. I asked for this and this specifically, and I don't want to take the good with the bad. I just want the good. And once the bad comes, I got to stop. You got to stop. You turn the bus around. I got to get it. Then I want it. Then I got to get it. Then I got to say it. Then I manifest it. And then when it's going to happen bad, I got to stop. It's just that. It's like, no, that's not how life works. That's not how life works. So, and these are the people you want to have a discussion with and sit down and talk to, because if you have a discussion with them, think about it. This is the kind of deal that's going to get made. We're going to discuss what's going on. We're going to fix these problems. And they're going to sit there, yeah. And you notice it. They'll come to every agreement. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. But they're not telling you all they're signing up for is them getting what they want. That's all they're signing up for. That's all the discussion. That's all you're discussing with them is them getting what they want. Because a discussion, you assume the discussion is going to come to a dialogue, which is going to come to, say, a social contract, which is going to come to, two sides mutually agreeing to do something for each other for the benefit of the collective. That's what you think. No, they'll come to an agreement and break everything that they were supposed to do, as long as you give them what they wanted or what they were out to get in the first place. So now what? What are you going to discuss then? Are you going to discuss how you got played? How they lied to you and manipulated you and set you up? How they didn't hold up their end of the bargain? Because we have so many people among us who have this, I want to get what I want by any means necessary mentality. But then it's a million rules when it's time to pay the cost for that. Well, you don't know, you can't do, I know what I did. I know I lied to you. I know I cheated you. I know I stole from you. I know I probably, tried to intimidate you or murder you or kill you. Wait. But see, you can't do that back to me. You can't get back what I manipulated, lied, cheated, stole by lying, cheating, and stealing and manipulating, or just come and taking it. You can't just take what I manipulated away from you. That's no. There are rules and regulations. I did it by any means necessary, but you can't do that. These are the type of people you're gonna have a discussion with. And people go, it's not that big of a deal. For who? And The reason why I know this to be true, if you get on social media, if you get on people's phones, everybody has an algorithm. They say, you know, bad news can travel the world multiple times before good news can. So, you know, so let me just use that theory and make the assumption that there are lots of people who are circulating gossip and bad news. Gossip and bad news is what they gravitate to. Doesn't have to be true. It just has to be gossip and bad news, drama, if you will. Here's the thing: when you hear something gossipy or bad news related, people know everything that's right and wrong about the situation. You know, their moral compass, you know, works properly. Then they have their judgments of who is right and who is wrong, or, you know, who's good and who's evil, and how if that happened to them, they would do the X, Y, and Z, or protect yourself by doing this, or throw the law out, you know, because they don't abide by it. They know all the answers. But when it comes to, you know, them actually being the solver or the solution to the problem that they have in life, then they play stupid. Then they don't know how to do nothing. They don't know right and wrong. They don't know good and evil. You know, everything is subjective. Well, that could be good, but that could be good also. You know, that could be wrong, but that couldn't be. That might not actually be wrong. It might actually be right. So you go from a person who's very black and white, very direct. It's either this or it's either that. To go from that to a land of gray area when they got to put their money on the wood. And then it's like, oh, okay. So you hopping in and out of this thing, you know, as far as what is supposed to go down and what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to be. Oh, I get it now. This is who we got to have a discussion with. Now, going back a little bit to people being brazen about it. Social media is one of those things where your family and your friends start to see who you are on social media, and they start to see you for the person that these other people who are not family and friends see you for. You know. Yeah. Just like the young lady that was at Florida A&M who took the graduation picture with no clothes on, right? Her family and her friends got to rethink like all the stories of whatever traumas and things that happened to her in her life. They got to rethink all of that, because it's like, how much of this stuff did you bring on yourself? How much of this stuff did you do? How much of this stuff is self-sabotage? How much of it? Because truth be told, you know, the same way you seeing people, you know, on social media acting a certain way and talking a certain way and being a certain way, you're gonna notice that you're gonna forget, yo, they got family and friends, and now those family and friends are gonna start looking at them like, oh, they wasn't lying. Oh man, we had that person, we believed this person's story because this is my such and such, and I would have never known, I would have never believed somebody would act like that. And lo and behold, they act just like that. They just don't act like that around you. But when they get out into the world, you know, they're playing a different role, they're a different character. It's something else. It's like, oh snap, that's a problem. And these are the type of people you're gonna have a discussion with. It's like, no, because you don't know who you're talking to. Are you talking to the person that's one way in front of family and friends, or are you talking to the person that society is going to deal with? See what I'm saying? You're talking to somebody who doesn't necessarily have split personalities, but operates with split personalities. you know, so we got a big issue. So let's have a discussion and sit down and chop it up with these folks. And it's like, where do you stand? And is that the person in front of me that stands like that? You know, that's going to stand on what they're saying? Or are you just saying that in front of me, and the person you are out in the world is complete opposite of that, and you're going to stand on being the opposite of that? This is where everything just goes bad. So people go, okay, well, we need to have a talk. And don't get it twisted. When you see, like when people talk about like conservatives and liberals and being overly left and overly right, and you know, and constantly making every situation political, neither one of those sides want to solve the problem. Neither one. All they want to do is make an impossible suggestion that nobody's going to be real with. Think about it. If 50% have one ideology and the other 50% have another ideology, right? What they're asking is, I want you to drop your ideology and ride with mine, and I bet you mine works. And then, and the premise is, you know, if everybody buys in, it'll work. But there's going to be something wrong and flawed in that ideology anyways, even if 100% of people decided to buy into it. There's going to be some things that are not going to work out well, that's going to be horrible, and then it's going to undermine the whole situation. Or there are going to be people who undermine the whole situation to say, see, it's not perfect. And then they're going to want the other side to say, look, 100%, we went to your side 100%, come to my side 100%, and see how different it's going to be. And it's like, okay, so now that you had this experiment playing around, are you going to take the best from both worlds and drop the worst from both worlds? No. No, you're not. You're going to take, you know, one thing, whatever the best is from one world, and you're going to cape for that. And you're going to ignore all the bad things. And then you're going to take what's best from the other side and, you know, cape for that, and then ignore all of the bad things. So you need the other side to point out where you're wrong at. So ultimately, nothing gets accomplished. Which means, once again, you know, when we want to have a discussion, it's blah, 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 because as a great group said, and two groups actually said this that I remember, in one solo singer, you got me going in circles. So now we're going in circles. Just a one big circle jerk. That's it. Because, but if we had this discussion, we could try this again. Now we got an issue. Now we got an issue. So it's like, oh, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with this issue? Mm-hmm. So what am I proposing? Because, you know, what's the solution? Get rid of all the people who want a solution and who want to talk about the solution. That's the solution. Because see, if people could point out the problem, but then they just might want to pontificate for a lifetime. Brother, what you need to do, brother, is what we need to do. We need to go back to, brother, we need to go back to our ancestral roots, brother. We need to play with rocks and crystals, brother, and we need to pray, brother, and brother, we need to sit down and just do nothing, brother, and do absolutely nothing, and they're gonna give us everything, brother, and brother, we just need to, you know what I'm saying? If you just sit right here and talk to me about this, just talk to me some more, and just talk to me some more, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be on the youth, brother. The next generation is gonna do something while I'm just sitting here my whole lifetime, brother, just talking, brother, telling you about the next generation, brother, Because 10 years gonna go by and I'm talking about the next generation, and 20 gonna go by, and I'm saying it's gonna be the next generation, brother, and 30 is gonna go by, and I'm, brother, it's the next generation, brother. 40 years gonna go by, and it's, yeah, brother, it's the next generation, brother. 50 years gonna go by, and it's, brother, it's the next generation. Now 60 might come and you dead, but you effectively did what you wanted to do by having a discussion, which is nothing but say somebody else is gonna do it. And that's a big problem, because how often do you notice people telling other people, you know, it's not perfect, it's not up to my standard, but nobody knows what their standard is, because they have a standard of talking, not a standard of doing. So we got a problem. Big problem. And people go, oh no, that's not true. Yes it is. Yes it is. Because look it up. Look up, you know, look up the like, even in this space, if it's under the these bras ain't ish umbrella, brothers, I could pontificate to you brothers forever and a day, every day. If I just say these women ain't ish, they 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 ain't ish. And they ain't ish. They ain't ish. It's like, oh, okay. They ain't ish. And yes. You start sounding like Tony Robbins and that other wrestler. You know, what is it? Daniel Bryan, whatever. Yes. Every day. But is that doing anything to fix your life? No. But as long as you can come out, these bros ain't ish. Yes. They ain't never gonna be ish. Yes. They ain't never gonna will be. Yes. You know, you deserve better. Yes. She ain't gonna be ish. Yes. Sound like a dang on Luke song. Let me see you do that. She ain't ish. Like, it's all right. But we need to sit down and have a discussion about what? I just want to sit down and tell her she ain't ish. You ain't ish and you ain't gonna never be ish. Never. It's like, okay. But here's the problem. Outside of that dynamic, what does this do for your life? Is this helping you win that life? Because what about the stuff I told you to do, or I helped you do that's helping you win that life? Did you follow those instructions? Did you listen to that? Did you listen how to go from nothing to something? Did you listen to that? Did you listen how to work harder? Did you listen to that? Did you listen how to make more money? Did you listen to that? No. And these are the people you want to have a discussion with. Let's sit down and talk about it. Discussion is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And not to mention, there are people who want to have a discussion so they can prolong the discussion. And as long as they're narrating the discussion, you're not going to ever ask, why you always talking about this? How come you, like, is it, okay, you want to talk about this, you want to have a discussion about this, but what have you done to fix this in your life? Or what are you going to do to fix this? And their answer was absolutely nothing. Their answer was, see, they were going to be the DJ, you know, to the discussion. Hey man, I'm just here to just frickin' push this along. And it's like, oh, okay. So you wasn't really gonna do nothing. No. I just wanted to talk about it. So what if we got something productive out of this conversation? What was you gonna do with that? Just talk about something else. Like, you know, I can't stop talking. So ultimately, problem never solved. Never ever solved. And since the problems will never be solved, you always have something to talk about, which in this era, you know, you could use that as fuel to make money. Because guess what? It's just like medicine, man. Ain't no cure, ain't no money in the cure. The money's in the medicine. And the crazy part about it is, some of y'all don't want the cure even if you had it. Because, like I said before, attention is currency. You want to, yeah, I'm so sick, dog. I'm just so sick. I'm just so sad. I'm so sick. Whew, got that out the way. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. So now, to a degree, you want to have a discussion with people who, who have desensitized people to have a discussion with them. They already know this ain't gonna go nowhere. They're not gonna do nothing. They're not gonna make any significant moves or changes. Nothing real is gonna happen. Nothing significant is gonna happen. It's just a bunch of BS. There you go. So, if we need to have a discussion about what? Think about it. What do we need to have the discussion about? Talk to me, seriously. Because, like they used to say, if you want to hide something from a brother, put it in the book. The answer was in the book. Did you look in the book? No, you did not. Because you didn't want the answer. Excuse me on that. Plain and simple, you didn't want the answer. You never wanted the answer. So now, what you gonna do? Nothing. And once again, we're at the same point over and over and over again, going in the same circle over and over and over again. Same cycle over and over and over again. Because truth be told, the discussion of it only did it, had one job, was to waste time, and it did it well. Well, because you expect those people to change their hearts after you have a discussion with them. If their heart is already hardened or cold or blackened, a discussion ain't gonna change nothing. A discussion is just gonna be that, a discussion. So, as for that goes, I'm gonna get up out of here. Like, share, subscribe or die, trying to put the outro in, and catch y'all on the next one. Uh-oh. I think I found it. Peace.
This looks like a job for Superman.
You do this,
Spoken from the lips of the young or the old, bear of me.
Yeah. Gotta put it all in.
And they are Superman.
All the way. I guess I'm taking off the cape through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took a break, me I ain't coming back. I got one life to live, if you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me, plus when I'm drunk, I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the Kings of Leon. This world is cold as ice, mixed with salt, mixed with Freon. They got me pissed off, but that's better than being peed on. For eons, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. Put before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you still follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound, but I can't stand fair weather friends, and I just fly around. My super friends is Justice League. Only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what? We had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke. Then again, it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite, life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I finished it. Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you for coming out, listening. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.